So, hello everyone. So, me and my wife, we love to decorate when it comes to Halloween, and even though with COVID this year, Halloween might get canceled, we don't know yet what's happening. We will always decorate every year, and we add to our decorative setup every year. My wife and I were both actually quite arts and crafty, so anyway, that being said, you can make a lot of dollar store or cheap looking pumpkins decorations look much better than what they do. I got this guy this year because I think he looks pretty creepy. I think he looks really cool. I want to use him, I think, as a scarecrow head. But that being said, it's basically just cheap plastic, right? He's got quite a bit of texture, which is nice as compared to usual. I've already started painting him here. All I'm doing is taking some black acrylic paint. Literally anybody can do this. I suck at painting, okay? I'm a terrible painter, and you can still make something look really cool. So as you can, I don't know if the camera shows it well, but already I've kind of done around the eyes, not with much detail yet, and the nose. A little bit of blackness just to give it some depth. You can also do some dry brushing too on some of the marks, which you can see I started doing on the top here, just to give them some more detail and texture to them. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to that. So dry brushing, in case you don't know, is basically just a technique where you basically almost have no paint on your brush. I'm just using a small little brush here. I'm going to try and do around these eyes a little bit better. As you can see, it's not very clean, but already it looks like you can see on his, well, I guess his right eye, technically. His right eye is not done, and his left eye is, and already it gives a better look. Same thing here. So I've started going underneath the eyes here. You can see some lines. On the teeth, too, here. You can make it go up. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. Be creative. This guy specifically, he came with this cotton ball LED light, voice activated. It sounds terrible, honestly. I like the light though. I'm probably going to use the light, but obviously for my purpose, I unscrewed it and took it out. So you might need to use some tools to do that. But obviously, yeah, it lights up. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I despise the sound. Despise the sound. But I like the LED light, so we're gonna see what I can do with that afterwards. So we're gonna see if I can disconnect the audio, or I also actually have portable green LED lights that I can probably just put inside them and not even worry about it. So just don't be shy, guys. Like I said, I'm a terrible, terrible, terrible painter. I paid maybe $15 for this guy, and I think he looks really cool. But he still is just cheap orange plastic, right? So don't be shy if you want to give him that kind of like aged weather look and give him a little more dimension. Just go with the brush. Obviously, if you're really fancy, you can use like maybe some brown or even some darker. Make yourself like a darker orange and make them look way different. I just don't have that ability in my book. I mean, I could do it. It's just not what I want, though. It's not the look I'm going for. So, like I said, I'm just kind of doing the inside of the eyes here, just trying to make something. Like I said, give them kind of like that outline, some depth. As you can see on the top here, like I said, I started doing lines. The camera doesn't do it fully justice, but with that dry brush, like I said, I have a paper here, and I'm just making sure I don't really have much paint left on my brush. And then wherever you see grooves, like I said, you go how you want on this. You can give it some weathered lines. Follow the grooves and the textures that you have on it. It'll just make them look, instead of that cheap looking orange plastic, it'll give them a little more depth and 3D-ness to him. I mean, he's 3D, but just want to try and get more in the nose here. Like I said, it doesn't really matter how clean it is, because he's probably, I mean, in my case, he's going to be outside. But I do want to try to get, at least like on the darkness of the eyes, I do want it to look as solid as possible, because that's just, it gives that effect that you're going for. When you're doing the dry brushing, it doesn't really matter how clean you are. You just go with it. I like here he's got kind of like where his eyebrow is. I'll try to get this here. See where his eyelid here is and the black. I'm probably gonna do like a little line in that groove to give it more. Try and do this. And there's some more darkness here. I need to get some blackness. Like I said, here I'm going to go a little bit darker, because it's going to carry into the eyes, just to give that real. Yeah, see, that already looks 100 times better. Like I said, the reason I'm doing this is it's really to give him that, get away from that orange plastic. Just give him some depth, some realism, some grit. And then that line going up, I'm going to do a similar thing on the other side. You can see where it's, like I said, use those natural lines to your advantage. Maybe I should turn this a little bit. Like so. Yeah. Now I'm gonna try and so if I want to match the other side, I don't really have to match the other side. Just want to follow the grooves for the line in his eye. Make sure it's nice and solid, this line. Try to make it pointed if I can, but crud. I feel like I'm gonna have to give a similar feel on his teeth, on his mouth, I guess, which is a little more. I guess I can just do like a line on it. Need some good paint here, though. Yeah, the dark around the eyes and the nose and even the dry brush just on the lines makes a huge difference. Because I like this guy's face. I approve of this guy's face, but he's still, like I said, just cheap plastic, $15 at the store. I suck at painting, and I'm still gonna make him look cooler. Not hard. Just need a brush, some black acrylic paint, and you go with it. Right now, I'm just trying to. I'm doing a similar effect on the mouth, like I did on the eyes. I'm just because of the way he's shaped. I don't want it to be too thick. I'm just kind of doing almost like a thin outline. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. Oh yeah, you can see it. I gotta do better than that, but I'm just kind of doing an outline here around his teeth. You will have to come out to the front a little bit, otherwise it won't really be noticeable. Like I said, for the dry brush, you try to make sure there's pretty much no, as much as possible, make sure there's not much paint on the brush, and then you just put it on. Like I'm following the natural lines and the texture that came on my guy. So, but again, you can do whatever you want. That's the fun thing about this kind of stuff, is you just do what you want. Okay. Like I said, the it's so simple, but it's just you're giving it depth. You're giving it that kind of like weathered, maybe rotted. Is that a word I'm going for? Feel. And it adds a lot to this otherwise fairly basic, cheap Halloween decoration. You can do this with anything. Like similar on another point, I'll be doing this guy here. I got a black witch's cauldron, which is basically just black, solid. Trish and I will gonna make it look bubbly and rust it, just to make it look cooler. See, and because here there's not much to the teeth here, I am gonna add those lines going up to make it look more prominent. Just outlining, basically. I love it. I love it. Right? Right? You're looking awesome. Don't worry. I have zero painting skills, okay? Zero painting skills. Like, don't feel discouraged if you're not an artist. You just need to understand some very simple techniques, which is, like I said, you have this cheap $15 plastic pumpkin. I just got it from the store. He's just a standard pumpkin, and I love how he looked. I thought this guy already looks creepy, but obviously he's just standard in plastic. But he has a nice texture on him, and I like his face. So now I'm just using the black acrylic paint, and I'm basically outlining the eyes and the mouth, giving him depth and raw. And don't worry about being perfect, even if you can't paint. I cannot paint. It's not about being perfect here. You're basically just doing outlines, and in many ways, the messier it looks, the creepier it'll look when it comes to your Halloween decorations, obviously. I'm trying to be as clean as I can around the eyes because I need solid black lines, but if it drips a little bit or something like that, it's no problem. And I dropped my paintbrush. Woo! Way to go. Should probably wipe that paint off the floor, eh? What's wrong with me? Good thing I'm not using much paint, so it's not. Good thing about acrylic is it cleans pretty quick and easy until it's dry. So it's always good to have a rag handy, paper towel. But yeah, so like I said, he had none of these lines when I got him. I'm literally just adding some black lines around the eyes, hard black lines around the mouth holes, the eye holes, the mouth. I'm extending up where his teeth are to give it more of a pronounced mouth. I'm really liking how he looks so far. I'm digging it. I'm gonna paint a happy little clown. Let's do a happy little clown. That line is a little bit thicker than I would have liked. It goes down further, but again, don't let it hurt you. It's art is not a perfect science, people. And in this case, like I said, you want it to look weathered and rotted and oh yeah, I'm digging it. So like I did on the top here with the lines on the teeth, I'm gonna do the same thing down here now, kind of thicker, thin but thick black lines for the teeth just to pronounce them a little bit. I'm gonna have to make up some teeth apparently because I think he's missing some. The way his mouth is shaped, it's like deformed. So like I did on the top, I'm just doing kind of like very thin, but when I say thick, I mean dark. Make sure they're dark lines. I'm just bringing them out a little bit because it gives a little bit of dimension to it and pronounces it a little bit better. I'm already infinitely happier with my $15 purchase. Just by doing this. But obviously I'm not going to stop there. So like I said, for the dry brushing technique, it's basically just make sure if you have a paper towel or something, just take as much paint as you can off your brush. So there's almost no paint on the brush. And then I'm just going down on... I'm painting through some of the crevices that my pumpkin naturally has. And like I said, it gives it kind of that rotted, almost weathered feel, and it breaks up. It's, for starters, it's contrasting with the orange, which is nice, but it just breaks up the kind of monotone orange of it. Don't be shy with this. You can go as little or as much as you want. The good thing about painting is that obviously if ever you really don't like it, get some orange paint, paint over it all. Start at ground zero. Thanks, Skill. Sorry your laptop died. I'm also liking it. I'm quite happy so far. Oh, okay. I think he's really coming along. I think he's coming along. I plan to build a body for him too and put this on a body. But for now, we'll just start with this because I'm enjoying doing this. Yeah. I'm just going to touch this up a little bit because while I said you can be as messy as you want, I do want it to be around the eyes and the nose and the mouth holes. I really do want it to be thick and no orange showing. Now if you happen to get like a... Thanks. Have a good day. If you do happen to get like even a cutesy pumpkin, just like a standard cutesy orange pumpkin, even if it doesn't have holes in it, and it doesn't really have all these texture lines, I would still paint the eyes black. It'll give that dimension you're looking for, that depth you're looking for. And obviously if there are no texture lines to follow, you just make your own. It's not... Yeah, I'm going to have to bring my camera. Either I'll have to do it on my phone or I'll probably bring my camera into the workshop because I'll have to be cutting some wood. Or I'll just pre-cut the wood and assemble it. That might be the better idea because I'm not the best at cutting wood anyway, so I probably shouldn't show that on the stream. But I'll pre-cut my wood and then I can install it all together. I also got to wait for my burlap and cheesecloth to arrive. almost feel if I paint the whole inside of them black, it might even look better. But that's not hard to do. I mean, it's hard to get my hands in there, but it's not hard to do. You just paint the inside black. So to give anybody an idea, if you're just tuning in, basically all these black details I've added, he generally bought looking like this. He's still got cool texture and stuff, which I'm going to use to my advantage, but just solid orange, cheap plastic. I want him to look like he's live undead, you know? I want him to look more real. Like he's going to hop out of whatever pumpkin patch he's in and maul you. These lines on the side, kind of where they mold the two plastic together too, are kind of, we'll see what I can do about that after. Okay, so no, I'll do the stem last because I'm using that to turn them around right now. Can continue the dry brushing here. Oops. Yes, that was my knee. Oh, he's looking so cool. Very happy so far. So on the back side, it's kind of boring, but obviously people might see his back. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go kind of thin, dark lines fade into the dry brush. So I'm not putting very much paint on it. I'm going to start from the top, obviously. We're going to see how this... We're going to see. Need to get that good first mark, you know. And then I'm just kind of following the natural lines that I have on this pumpkin. But like I said, if you don't have, you make your own. It's not... so as you can see, I got some nice... Well, maybe you can't see. Hold on. So I'm following the lines, some darker lines, and now I'm going to start... Now, I didn't put much paint on it, so now it's going to do more of the fade out, the dry brushing technique, so to speak, and I'm just going to keep going down the pumpkin. some dimensions. And I'm not going to go like straight down the backside of them with these lines. You're going to want to break them up a bit, otherwise it'll look kind of weird. You know, have some go from the bottom going up, some going down, separate them with the fades. You don't want it to be just solid lines going top from bottom. And then I don't have much paint left on the brush, so I'm going to do some more dry brushing. It's coming along. He's coming along. I wish Twitch would let me blast some music. I would totally be listening to music while doing this. Ah, Twitch. So you can't really see on the camera. On the camera it looks more just like dark lines, but if you look, can I get it onto the camera here? Nah, not really. This camera's not good enough. But I'm also, there's a lot of spots where I'm kind of like shading it. Just kind of like going over it with that dry brush to give it more of, like I said, a rotten, weathered look. You can't really see it on this camera though, unfortunately, but on the camera it just looks like hard, dark lines, which actually kind of looks bad on the camera, I'm not gonna lie. With the black, the dry brushing black in the lines, it gives it a almost rotten pumpkin look right now. It's a very nice look actually. Have a sip of coffee while you stare at this guy's ugly mug. pretty sweet. Started doing the backside too. I'm just sad that the shading doesn't. On this camera, anyway, specifically, you can't really see the non-dark lines, but they're definitely there. Visibly for me, I'm seeing them. He did, actually. As you can see, there's a hole in him. Because before starting this, I screwed it out, but it came with this. The little LED puck with like a cotton ball over the green LEDs, and it's activated by sound, it would seem. But he also talks. I'm going to disconnect the audio probably, or I have my own LED lights anyway. Or after I install him, because obviously he's going to have a board going through his head here. A board going through, not a... I'm going to put him on a stake, right? To make the body. So the wood's going to go through the hole here. And then maybe this I can put on top of maybe the fluffy thing I can put on top of the wood. I just don't like the sound it makes. That's why I might not use it. I'm going to see if I can disconnect the audio, because it's probably going to sound like trash. But here, let's give a sneak peek of what this looks like. If I put this in here right now. Or at least half season there. Let's turn them. Yeah, I have actually put like LED pucks, so I'll put that in there instead probably. All right, but I do like it's a green light and it looks really cool. I just don't like the sound that it makes. But yeah, I definitely think I want the light in there. I'm gonna see. I might do I have like a fog machine and stuff too. I was thinking it would be really cool if I got like a little mist machine or something and put it inside his mouth. And then there'd be like just like a little bit, not a lot. I don't want to shoot a lot. Just a little bit of almost like a foam mist coming out of his mouth would be awesome. But we're not there yet. Haven't even built the body yet. So I don't know if I want to. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to do some more on the bottom. Maybe I'll get that done now, just to give it a. So I think on the bottom, I'm just gonna make these lines really continue these lines, make them as pronounced as I can to the center here. Dirty this up a little bit. Then make something. That's the idea. Well, me and my wife decorate every year, and even if COVID cancels Halloween, we're still gonna decorate. So we decided, man, why are we? Why we usually buy like 1 or 2 decorations every year, and it's like, why spend $50 on a decoration when you can spend $10 and make it look like it cost you $100? That's the idea. Me and my wife were both very artistic. She's a better painter than I am. I honestly can't paint for the life of me. That's like one of those skills that even in art class back in the day I just couldn't grasp. Which is why I'm doing this, because I'm just showing people. I'm showing that even somebody who can't paint can do this. That's just how easy it is. But yeah, we have a few things to do. We have a few things. We have a few things. We have a few things that we're going to do this year. There's this. We want to make this into a scarecrow. If I can get my hand on some plexiglass. Probably not because of COVID, right? Everyone's buying it like crazy for all the stores and stuff. But if I can get my hand on some plexiglass, I want to cut it and make like transparent ghosts in our yard. But yeah, right now we have I have, like, when we bought the house, we've had in the basement since we bought the house from the old owners. It's like a salad it's like a wooden portable salad bowl stand. It's like almost like a teepee. It's like you have your things. It does kind of like a teepee. And then in there, well, I mean, I'm missing a foot, but then in the top there's like a wood bowl here. We never use it, and it belonged to somebody else. So even if we cleaned it, it's like, I don't know, this was somebody else's. We've had it for like 3 years now, 4 years. And I was thinking that, I was like, we're probably going to turn that into like, that will be sad. But they haven't officially canceled it yet. I mean, they're forcing everyone to wear masks, and Halloween is one of those days where everyone wears masks. So I think the smart thing, it'll be hard for younger kids. I'm sad too, because my daughter will be like a year and 8 months or whatever. So she's walking now, so she'd probably be old enough to go out. Maybe not understand what's going on, but we'd be able to take her out. We probably won't now. We always hand out candy, but it's all very what's the word? I mean, I feel like if you... Oh, I'm sorry. It might be because my head's turning. It might be because I'm turning my head. I'm kind of moving around. But one of the things that, yeah, I think they could still do it. I mean, ideally, the smart thing would be to do. It's going to be hard for the younger kids, but don't touch that candy for a couple days, which is going to be really hard for the young kids. But I don't see why they couldn't physically still do it. I know they're talking about, oh, maybe the parents can drive around and throw the candy at the kids, but that comes down to the same thing. Somebody else touched it, right? So I'm not so sure that's like better. At that point, you might as well just go to the people's houses and get. So we'll see. I'm sure cities. Yeah, who knows what they'll do? I mean, they're going back to school right now. They're starting school. Everyone, well, we'll see if that lasts, but like at least here in Montreal, everyone's expected to go back to school like next week. So we'll see if that stays. It's like why cancel Halloween? Halloween here last year was kind of half canceled and moved. It was actually a pain in the butt because the mayor of Montreal was like, the mayor of Montreal. There was like 100-kilometer winds that day or something, which it rained, but it wasn't like that dangerous. It wasn't that bad. I remember going trick or treating in snowstorms, for Christ's sakes. But they're like, oh, we're gonna do it on. They're gonna do it on Thursday or Friday or Saturday. So I think Halloween was actually a Friday last year. I had kids show up on Thursday. I had kids show up on Saturday, and kids show up on Friday. Obviously, the kids on Thursday, I was like, no, no candy for you. Halloween's one day. Come back tomorrow. Plus, in our area, there's not tons of people who decorate, but we like put a lot of decorations outside just because it's what we like to do. Yeah, my sister has 6 kids going back to school. 6 kids, 3 different schools. Yes, all the same father. That's what everyone asks because she's crazy. Um, and every school has different rules and communications about it, which is weird because we're all in the same. Well, you're not, but like my sister, all her kids are going to school in the same province in the same city. So it's like I don't know. It's the government. It's all weird, right? We're all living in a weird time where we don't really know what's going on, and will a second wave happen? Are we just going to have COVID in our lives for the next 5, 6 years? Probably. I feel like it will. I think you just got to be safe, and the kids, you just got to you got to get the kids to understand that they have to wash their hands often. I don't know if they're supposed to wear face masks or not in school. No, they're not supposed to right now. Actually, they're not allowed under 12. When you cough, you cover your mouth into your arm. It totally is. Yeah, it's really messed. It is messed up. I work in retail, so I didn't get any time off from work, so to speak. I've been working all the way through it. I'm just happen to be off today. But again, like I mean, part of me says yes, everyone has to be safe, but a lot of the things like oh, wash your hands, cover your mouth when you cough, don't lick random things. Me personally, these are like all common respectable practices that have been around since before COVID was even a thing. 100 years ago, this was common practice. You know what I mean? Like wash your hands. You're not supposed to cough everywhere and on somebody. You cough into your arm. You wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. Blah blah blah. Before you eat. Like these are just proper ways to do it. So in some ways, it's good that people are learning to just be proper human beings. Proper cleaning habits. Yeah, I think it's 12. Yeah, it's 12 and under, if I'm not mistaken. Don't need to wear, and I think even then, I think other than in high school, any elementary schools, at least here in Montreal area in Quebec, they can't force a kid to wear a mask. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm happy that my girl's too young to go. She is in daycare though, which is in some ways just as bad. Kid's never been sick in her life. Goes to daycare in the first week, gets pink eye. A month later, hand, foot, and mouth. Woohoo! and the and my wife got both those things. Hand, foot, and mouth for an adult is terrible. Yeah, it's not like I feel like I seem to remember when I was. I mean, I don't know what they're teaching in school nowadays, but I'm pretty sure like as early as kindergarten, and already my parents had taught me. But even as early as kindergarten, they talked about this kind of hygiene, right? How cover your mouth, say please and thank you, wash your hands. But some people are nasty. That's nasty. Yeah, my wife got pink eye and she got the hand, foot, and mouth disease. That's because it's only because I have Scarlett's very good actually. She's always slept her nights somewhere between 7 and 8. She's in her bed and she sleeps. And like when she would cry, we didn't like go and like baby her. So like honestly, she's been so easy. We're spoiled. But those 2 nights having pink eye, she barely slept, and because my wife wanted to sleep, she took her in the bed with her. So obviously, when you have a contagious baby with pink eye rolling around on your bed sheets, you're gonna get it. I that night, obviously, because there was a baby and my wife in the bed, was slept on the couch, so I did not get it. And so then the same thing happened with hand, foot, and mouth. That's unfortunately. My wife said the hand, foot, and mouth is the worst because, like, obviously, like an infant, a year-old baby can't really tell you what they're feeling. My wife said it's like the worst sunburn you've ever felt. Hand, foot, and mouth. It's almost like a rash and like scabs that they usually get on their hands and mouth. But if in a very serious scenario, it can go around like inside the mouth and around the mouth. Almost looks like scabby herpes kind of thing. My wife and the baby did not get it on their mouth. It was only on their hands and feet. But my wife, like around the house, she would wear gloves. That's how much, like how she had to wear gloves when she would sleep. She'd have to wear gloves. It was just constant, like excruciating pain. It lasts about 12 days, and like it honestly looks like your hands have like third-degree burn, like scabs. Like I said, my wife and the baby, luckily enough, did not get it on the mouth or around the mouth because that would have been even worse. I can't speak to the third-degree sunburn, but I assume that it's terrible. Even like the smallest sunburn is terrible. So anything worse than that. I'm liking how this guy's looking. I don't know if I'm gonna do much more on him. I mean, I'm gonna obviously do work on his stem a little bit, but he's looking good. think I should make like a stem kind of black and green here. Man, it was awful. I returned from Cuba with yellow and blistered bubbling skin. I cried the whole trip back. Oh, did you put on sunscreen, Scale? That sounds terrible. My wife burns super easily, so even with like 60 FPS, 90 SPF, she still burns. Meanwhile, I'm out there. I barely put on like I go to Cuba for a week. I think I put 30 SPF on the first day. Spent a couple days without at all. I'm like, man, I need to tan a little bit. I can't go to Cuba and not come back with a tan. Yeah, I don't usually burn. I think if that's my native blood in me. Very distant removed native blood, but it is there. Like usually in the summer, like I'll kind of burn a little bit, not hard bad, but I'll burn a little bit first, and then it's just tan the rest of the summer. It's almost impossible to burn after that. So I'm lucky. I'm blessed. Yeah, I'm fair as hell. You are not a soulless ginger by some chance, are you? With all respect to gingers. So yeah, I'm working on his top right now. Kind of show this. Kind of did it black. I'm just kind of making it look rotted. I'm trying to like fade out now. Ah, ginger blood. Are you a witch? No, I know what you meant. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of this guy. Let's dirty him up a little bit. I think he's looking really cool. I think other than maybe dirtying him up a little bit, I'm pretty much done. Don't know if I want to add too much more. I might. Maybe just the teeth here a little bit. I think I got to define this a little bit better. Would make it pop. On the inside? Splain. Mansplain. Well, you can womansplain. Time is it? 3:18. I think I'll have to just do a little bit more on the eyes. I think a little more pronounced here, make it come out a little bit more. Or at least on this one, anyway. Like black is your low light, pink is your highlight. Maybe dark purple could be used for extra color texture. Yeah. Or green. I have some Halloween glow in the dark green paint. I wonder if it's any good. If I'm just going to apply it for nothing. If I did a couple lines in that, if it would look cool, or if it would just be like waste. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, Skill. It makes you want to try it. The only worry I have is if I do it and then I don't like how it looks, I'd have to repaint everything. But I get what you mean, and it sounds like an awesome idea, so I might try it. Not that I would blame you for that, by the way. Just to be clear, I wouldn't blame you if I don't like how it looks. So I'm just now, I think what I'm doing is I'm just adding. I'm adding some darker lines in a couple places. Not overdoing it, but just to really give it a little something something. I say add in, but in some places it's just making certain lines darker. This guy looks so much better than what he looked like when I bought him. And I can't paint people. Well, because some people would just find it easy to be like, God damn it, Skill. Or this person told me to paint it purple. And I fucking hate it. And I'm just not like that. I think, like, I like the idea and I understand what you're saying. And it's something that especially those colors, is something that I like. I just don't know with the orange how nice it would look. Oh yeah, those contrasting colors for sure. Purple and green go really well together. Pink and black. When I was in school a million years ago, I think I often did like logos, pink and black. Just those contrasting colors, you know. And I definitely get what you're talking about. I think it would be. It's more the orange I think I'm concerned of in this scenario. I think I gotta add a couple dark lines down here to really sell that feel I'm going for. There's a rumbly in my chumbly. Don't know if it comes through the mic, but there's a rumbly in that tumbly. I guess that's what happens when you don't eat all day. Like a Ponce. Usually when I'm at work, I don't eat at all. It's terrible. I make bad choices. As a dad, getting on in his years. I should look after myself better and set a good example. Oops. Well, I honestly think I'm done with them. Yep. Well, it's been a couple of years now, but I did used to work overnight. 10 p.m. to. I mean, technically, I was supposed to finish at 7 a.m., but that almost never happened, so I was usually get home by like 9 or 10 or something. Think maybe should I try to extend his eyes a little bit more. Make it look more natural. Well, naturally creepy. I mean, there's nothing natural about this pumpkin, but yeah, I definitely don't miss it either. I recently did it in June for our store's inventory, and I regretted every minute of it. I was such a bitter person. Not then. I mean, like, not for the inventory. I mean, when I was overnight, it was just it was eating my soul alive. Cat eye makeup. Yep. Something like that. I just think it gives it a little more creepy, complete look by filling it in. Oh my god, what is with me and this paintbrush? Put it in and it rolls. Okay. Right? Compared to what he looked like at the start. $15. Cheap orange plastic. Paint her a little. Unfortunately, the camera that I'm using and the light, it's not coming through exactly how I'd like, but there is, like here, like it, you can really see the black lines, but you don't really see the fade lines in there. But he's much grittier than what the camera does him justice here. I did his top stem too. Give it kind of a rot feel. It's funny. I actually asked my wife to pick up Mod Podge. She's working right now. I was like, bring home some black spray paint, some Mod Podge. Wow, looks like Bob Ross made it. Damn. Bob Ross is my hero. Except Bob Ross could paint. I couldn't. It's a happy little pumpkin. Just a happy little pumpkin. I think it looks pretty sweet. Yeah, but see, this is my next thing I'm going to do is this guy here, the cauldron, which you can kind of, well, you can kind of see back here. Cauldron. We are going to paint this and make it look rusty. Mod Podge it. I want to make it look like a bubbling witch's brew. See how it works out. See, I already got my copper paint set up. Well, set up. Again, this camera sucks, so you can't see shit anyway. I mean, I only have a $5,000 camera sitting over there. Why am I not using it? Because I didn't want to. I wanted quick and easy this time, okay? Okay? Don't be so judgy, guys. No, I'm kidding. Very spooky bumpkin. I think it looks really cool. I do think it'll be some work, but I feel like maybe if I paint the inside of them black, I might get the better effect. Let's see what he looks like with this green light. I hate the sound. I apologize. You might want to turn down the sound. Because I uninstalled this as I went. $150 hairs, baby. I hate his sounds, though. We need to get rid of his sounds. It's not even that his sounds are bad. I don't know. They're just way too loud. They never record like. They never record as one would like. Oh. Who's ringing my doorbell? Ugh. I don't have any change on it. Sorry. Thank you very much. Okay. Ring my bell. Ring my bell. But yeah, I got the cauldron. I got Senor Skeleton over here. But I'm thinking we will also do something with. He's big, actually. He's like, I mean, I'm 6'5". This guy's got to be, I don't know, 5 feet? 5 foot tall skeleton. But I'm thinking I'm going to unattach his legs and maybe use his legs in the witch's brew. And I want to kind of, I'm probably going to set up his body on some sort of platform. Maybe I'm going to drill his body to a platform. Gonna paint him, same thing, make him look more, less cheap plasticky and more, I don't know, something else. And I think I'm gonna put it so it looks like he's standing up with his, well, right now it looks like he's sucking himself off. Sorry. Can't see it, but the way he's sitting, oh my goodness. I don't know about that. I bought this at the store, you know? I just kind of spruced it up. Yeah, I think that would... I was thinking about the papier-mâché. The only thing is that, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure papier-mâché, once you bring it outside, it's not really the most, like, weather-resistant. It's not really the most weather-resistant material, is it? I love this guy. I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is my first time doing something like this. I'm really, really happy. And you'll probably see him at a later date when I put him on a stake and turn him into a spoopy scarecrow. Where the heck do you get dry ice anyway? That's the real question. The thing is, it's probably cheaper. It's probably cheaper to get, like, they sell now these ultrasonic mist machines, and they're like small. They're like almost look like a tea light candle, and you can put it in water, and it will make mist. That's like what they have in those little like fountains. But you can buy just the piece. It's like $20 or something. And I'm pretty sure if I did like a bowl inside his mouth or something with water and put that thing in it, it will make that mist. I did order one for my from Amazon for my cauldron, so we'll see. I'll be able to test it and see what I think. Because let's see, we want to do the scarecrow, we're doing the cauldron and the fire. So we're gonna have to paint this cauldron and Mod Podge it. Gonna have to paint the salad stand. I'm gonna put a fire in it. of glowing embers. Fake fire, obviously. Um, Plan to build a coffin that I can fit in, so it's gonna have to be the size of 8 football fields because I'm giant. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I can find a place that sells it. I've just in my lifetime have never found a place that does sell it. Like I've never. I mean, I've never tried specifically to look for it, but I don't think I've ever been to a place that does sell it. Yeah, I think I'm happy with how he looks. I'll have to look into it if I. Thing is, I don't know how long dry sass lasts. I don't know how expensive it is. I'm gonna try that ultrasonic Mister Thingamabobber. See how that goes. I do believe that is where I will end this stream. I really like how he looks. I'm very happy with my work. I don't care what you guys think. I'm very happy with my work. Even though you said it's great. As a non-painter, I'm very happy. Very happy with how he turned out. $15 for just one shade orange guy. Give him some lines. Thanks for stopping by, Skill. It was fun. I had fun talking to you. Getting to know you a little more while I painted my pumpkin. Makes the time pass a little quicker. I appreciate it. And I think I'll do more stuff like this because I'm having fun with this. It's fun to stream this and just talk to people while I'm painting. I'll probably, I think I'll definitely, this is my first time doing something like this. Both painting the pumpkin and streaming it. And I think I'll probably try to set up my good camera better though, so you guys get a better look at it. I plan to. Thanks a lot. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you soon. Take it easy, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I'll be doing some more stuff soon. Not sure when.